Yeah, the Duke University chiropractic bill is about to go up monumentally for carrying this league on their shoulders for the rest of the year. And although obviously that's hypothetical, there is truth in that and what David said. Now, Louisville and Clemson kind of looming in some sort of strength. And this was always the time of year, guys, where as a coach, you wanted to shut all the windows, close all the blinds, and take care of in-house. Because as soon as anybody peeks outside and says, well, where do these pundits think we're going to be? Or where are we ranked? Are we in the tournament? Are we out of the tournament? No, these pundits are not on committees. They are not the ones that decide. But nowadays, more than ever, it's so hard to shut that out. Phones, iPads, DMs, Instagrams, everything coming at you all the time. The coaches that can really kind of shelter in place, if you will, and focus on themselves are going to be the most successful. And I'm looking no further right now and really excited about what I saw last week and what's happening in Winston-Salem. As we talked about last week, a big stretch for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons in this 5-game stretch to kind of separate themselves and maybe climb up into that top half of the conference. They're taking care of business. Certainly did that last week with wins against Stanford and Virginia Tech. A Stanford win, by the way, that looked even better after Stanford only a couple days later went into the Dean Dome and pulled off a win against the Carolina Tar Heels. Now, what do we have? The head-to-head battle between the Demon Deacons and the Tar Heels coming up this week, albeit in Lawrence Joel. A huge week for them. Duke at home. Or huge 2 weeks, I should say. Duke at home. I think they have Louisville or Pittsburgh at home at Louisville. So 3 out of these next 4 of those teams at the top with Pitt and Louisville in that conversation. And if Hunter Salas can continue his play, which to me, and again, all apologies here, as the kids like to say, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you had that ability. So enter Hunter Salas back into the top 5 conversation. Ian Jackson takes a little bit of a backseat to that. Really, really impressed what I saw. Really excited about this game on Tuesday. Excited to talk about what could come out of that based on the common opponent that I saw last week, both in Stanford at Wake and at Lawrence Joel against the Demon Deacons. Really excited about the fact that I saw, and I think I saw, a potential tournament team, evolving now with Steve Forbes and Wake Forest after last week. So I'm excited to see. And I drove back to my year at Wake Forest. We were 3 out of 4 against Duke and Carolina, 1 at home against Duke and Carolina. This year, Wake only plays Carolina once, which may help them. They actually get Duke twice, and even a loss against Duke, one of those 2, will actually help Wake. Things are kind of lining up in my estimation for Wake. We'll see how they respond in these next 2 weeks.